Harihi Om, Harihi Om, Harihi Om. 3 times Omkar. Om. Om. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karivavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Mavid Vishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Saraswati Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Om Samasta Jana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram. Om Satchidananda Rupaya Vishvotpatyadi Hetave Tapatraya Vinashaya Shri Krishnaya Vayam Namaha. Harihi Om. Om Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. Harihi Om. Suswagatam. We all are discussing very nice and a subtle topic, that's meditation. We started this guided meditation course with 3 important questions, if you remember. These 3 important questions are: why meditation? What is meditation? How to do meditation? So we have all covered. Let me just give you again a recap. Why meditation? In short, one must understand that there are 2 ways to life. One is called as pravrutti marga. One is called as nivrutti marga. One is called as shreyas. One is called as preyas. Preyas is called as pravrutti marga. Shreyas is called as nivrutti marga. Preyas in English is a path of pleasure. Shreyas in English is a path of good, spiritual path. Now, let me just speak first about prayers, the path of pleasure, which is achievement in this material world. Please understand, those who want to achieve great things in this material world, they also have to understand that to achieve great things, mind need to be very focused. Yes, let me just speak for a while for this mind. Mind, please note it. As mind, so you are. As your mind, so you are. Therefore, one must have to care about this mind. As also we have understood, mind is a center point of our life. It is a bridge between body and intellect, and therefore this mind is extremely important instrument for every one of us. Yes. So an example, as if your mind is angry, then you understand you are angry. If your mind is sorrowful, you are sorrowful. But if your mind is quiet, you are quiet. If your mind is cheerful, you are a cheerful person. If your mind is happy, you are a happy person. And therefore, even in this transactional world, to quieten the mind, because as mind is nothing but the flow of thoughts, and to focus on one, even in transactional world, one has to be very careful to regulate the thoughts of the mind. And therefore, this person requires meditation practice to keep his or her mind under control and also gain a good focus, one-pointedness in life to achieve many, many things. Okay, now let me speak about the Shreyas path, the path of good, the path to achieve the supreme. So again, one must know that there are, as we have understood by the scriptural knowledge, three instruments with us: body, mind, and intellect. So, because of the ignorance, there is a very strong identification which happened with this body, mind, and intellect, which is called as not self. Yes. So, by the right practice of meditation, a seeker has to loosen first this identification, and then with right fire of the knowledge, it has to burn it completely. And that's how this meditation is must for both paths. Both paths. So I have again recapped about why we must meditate. Now, next question, what is meditation? So the first verse of Dhyanasvarupam, this book we have taken as a support to make us understand about the facts of meditation. Pujya Guruji, Swami Tejomayananji has beautifully and in a simple manner described the meditation as a definition. In the first verse of Dhyanasvarupa, what it is? Dhyanam nama swaswarupasya sahajam bhanam naitat karma vishesham va sagunopasanam japaha. That means meditation is effortless awareness of our own true self. It is not a particular action or saguna upasana, worship of the Lord with attributes, japa, chanting of the name of the Lord. So it is not something which we understand as some action where we worship the Lord or we take the name of the Lord, repeat the mantra of Purana or our basic Vedic literature. So one must be very clear now, what is meditation? Effortless awareness of our true nature. What is our true nature? So with the scriptural right guidance, we have understood our true nature is Sat Chit Anand. And that's where if a seeker reaches with a right understanding and continuous practice of meditation with right steps as we have followed, then the result is awareness. How? The awareness which is effortless awareness of our true nature, that is Sat Chit Anand. And we have taken one simple example to understand what is effortlessness. Then this is a best example, the breath which comes in, which goes out. It is continuously coming in and going out effortlessly. No effort is actually done by an individual. It just happens. Similarly, a seeker should reach or will reach by a practice of meditation to this effortless state of awareness. Okay, how? We all are continuously doing it for different sessions of this guided meditation course. What are the hurdles? That is an important topic. See, we have seen three important aspects are must to attain the supreme height in meditation. The first, firm determination to achieve our supreme goal. Firm determination is required. Then the next important point is intense desire. Intense desire. I must get it. Which is called as, in transactional word, a very strong passion. And the third important aspect is consistency and patience. These are very important aspects for every individual to reach to the supreme goal of meditation, that is effortless awareness of our true nature. Now, there are some difficulties. What are they? Our own loads of vasana. That's called as the inherent tendencies. That's called as deep impressions on this mind and intellect. Those deep impressions do not allow us to cross this mind and intellect. And therefore, by slow practice, by continuous practice, without fail, is must. So two examples I gave you. One example, as Gangaji flows right from the top of the Himalayas and comes to the plain and goes to the ocean. To reach to the ocean, Gangaji has to really cross n number of hurdles. And some hurdles are big rocks. Now, what is the method of Gangaji flowing towards the ocean? It does not actually take any sort of fight with these rocks. It just goes and turns and again takes up the path. But when it hits the rock continuously, slowly, the current, the force of the water break those particles of the rock. And then you must have seen that there is a ridge formation even in the very hard rock by a soft water of Gangaji. So similarly, when there is a continuous effort of focusing your mind to that one and one Sat Chit Ananda Swarupa, all these vasanas, all these inherent tendencies slowly get destroyed. Please note, it takes long time and therefore consistency and patience is must. Second example, which is very important, as the rainwater, which comes drop by drop and falls on the roof of the house. Then from the roof of the house, it just falls on the surface of the soil. Tuck, 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 tuck. And then you can see with this small little drops of the rain, there is a quite big hole formation on the surface of the soil. Compare what is the hardness of the soil as compared to these drops of the water. But continuous practice or a continuous process of dropping these small droplets of water can even break the soil. Similarly, continuous efforts in meditation will clear up all the loads of vasana. That's how we can clear up all our so-called as baggages of n number of births. Now about the action. See, nobody can escape from the action, but one must understand which action to be taken and which action to be not taken. So, for a very practical understanding, one must take up this principle in life. Those actions which bring negativity, I must avoid. Those actions bring negativity, I must avoid all those actions. And those actions give me positivity. Those action grows my positivity, gives strength to my positivity. I must focus on them. I must do them. So these actions are important, but which action to be taken? Now, Bhagavan Krishna ji tells a very simple principle that which action binds you and which does not. So in the third chapter, Bhagavan says, Yajnarthat karmano nyatra. Yajnarthat karmano nyatra. Lokoyam karma bandhanaha. Lokoyam karma bandhanaha. Tadartham karma kaunteya. Tadartham karma kaunteya. Mukta sanga samachara. Mukta sanga samachara. Which action to be taken up? Those actions which are done for him and him alone. Who is he? That almighty universal power. You can call it as super intelligence. You can call it as God. You can call it as reality. You can call it as supreme truth. For that, one must do our action and dedicate it to that altar. Yajnarthat karmononyatra. Any action done with a selfish attitude. What is called as yajna? Selfless attitude. Yajnarthat karmononyatra lokoyam karma bandhana. Those actions which are done with this selfish attitude, they bind this individual. But those actions which are done with selfless attitude completely gives absolute freedom. And those are the principles which one must follow in one's own life. Now, at the end, Pujya Guruji concludes this in verse 9 and 10. Verse number 9. Asanena gate lupta yadendriya kriyas tatha tadatma cha swayam bhati sattarupaschedatmakaha. Very beautifully put up. Asanena gatihi yada gatihi lupta. Slowly, slowly, by sitting in a posture with firmness, gatihi lupta, all sort of disturbances, movements, they stop. Indriya kriya tatha cha. Slowly, slowly, when you focus your attention on mind and be the witness of it, then mind slows down and one fine time, this mind absolutely stops. And when the mind reaches to that absolute stability, Indriya Vyapara, called as transaction of Indriya, also completely get stopped. Tada Atma, that means then this Atma, the self, Swayam Bhati Satta Rupa Chidatmaka. Swayam Bhati, itself shines. How? Of the nature of pure existence consciousness. The last verse, the 10th verse, where Pujya Guruji explains Vidnyatam yena vairupam Vidnyatam yena vairupam Nijam shantam sukhatmakam Nijam shantam sukhatmakam Sarvata vartamanopi Jagatyasmin Jagatasmin badhyate Vijnatam. Yena vai, realizing, he who realizes his own peaceful and blissful self. We can put up in this way, having realized the self, what is the state? That is called as all peaceful state, Sukhatmaka, all blissful state, Sarvatha Vartamanapi, in all possible ways, in all the time periods, in all the circumstances, Asmin Jagati, in this world. Now, there is no chance of what? Na badhyate, not bound by anything. So, this is how it is concluded that with a right practice of meditation, one must understand what is happening. Now, please note these steps. The first step is firm posture on this gross level. And we have described, you can take up either Sukhasan, Ardha Padmasan or Padmasan. Yes. So, master over this posture. Mastery is must, where you can sit for long time in one position, in this posture. Then see to it that even if there is a little discomfort here and there, you must have that tolerance power to just ignore it. Yes, that's also required. Then come to the level of the mind, which is a subtle level. Once you gain good control over the gross, then only you can reach to the subtle. Subtle is a mind. What step we have given for the mind? Just be the witness. Don't label your thoughts as good or bad. Slowly, slowly, by strengthening your witnesshood, you will gain a complete control over the mind. When the mind stops its transaction of thoughts, then all the senses are under the control of the mind. So the senses are absolutely quiet. Then with right contemplation on the level of intellect about our true nature, Sat Chit Anand, by giving a right auto suggestion to your own self, what is the true nature? The first, disidentify with the knowledge of the scripture, with this body, mind, and intellect by knowing its nature. So the nature of body is changing. That means it's temporary. The nature of the mind also the same. The nature of the intellect also the same. So all the three instruments, the nature of it is continuous change. Changing is only the nature. And therefore, it cannot be my true nature. So, my true nature is that which is registering all the changes in this body, mind, and intellect. Please note this. I, the Satchitananda Swarupatma, who has this power to know, and therefore I can register all the changes. Why? Because I am changeless. That's my true nature. So disidentifying with this not self and focusing on the self and self alone, one will reach to the supreme heights of effortless awareness. Effortless awareness. But sincere, honest practice is must. And let us now take it up. Let me just give some information. As today we are concluding our guided meditation course, so whosoever may like to offer Guru Dakshina can do it so. Ashram is open, you can come, or from different ways you can offer it. It will be put up in our different groups. Also, next week, we are going to have question answer session, a very interesting session for everyone. Those who have attended this course and have some doubts, if they can send me questions again on different groups, we will be putting up the phone numbers. You can send them through WhatsApp, and next week I will answer all those queries about meditation. Please note it, only about meditation. Okay, now let us take up firm posture and check that your legs are fine, your back is straight, your neck is straight, stomach and chest has no discomfort, shoulders are fine, hands are kept on the legs very comfortably without any tension in both the hands, eyes are gently closed. On your face, there's a pleasant expression, having achieved this firm posture, or you can call it as a state on this gross level. Let us move on now to the subtle. Focus your mind completely for a minute on your own breath. The air which comes inside, you may mentally count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The air which goes, you may mentally count 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Just focus for a minute on your own breath by mentally counting numbers, just to avoid any distraction. Having gained a good concentration, let us move on to next step, where you observe your own mind. Here, one has to be very firm to be a witness. not to label any thought of the mind as good or bad, but just be there as witness. More you will gain the strength in witnesshood, then in that comparison, the mind will start slowing down. Therefore, firmness as witness is must. It will take sufficient good time for everyone. Continuous effort without fail, without distraction. Don't get discouraged by anything. Don't get discouraged by the different whims and fancies of the mind. Be focused on your supreme goal. And strengthen your witnesshood. Once you achieve good control over the mind, by this method of witness, you can reach to the subtlest part where the scriptural knowledge is there, and that's the intellect. Contemplate over the knowledge which we have received through Guru Parampara of our all basic scripture. Every scripture is telling about three important aspects: Jiva, Jagata, Ishvara. Jiva, Jagata, Ishvara. Jiva is nothing but the conditioned self. Self which get conditioned by the ignorance is the Jivatma. Jivatma is there in this world where there are a number of different world, and to direct Jivatma, there is a Ishvara. Ishvara is the total controller of this universe. Atma Tattva, conditioned by the Maya. That is Ishvara. Jiva is Alpadnya. That means the knowledge of Jivatma is limited. Whereas Ishvara is Sarvadnya, that called as omniscient. all-knower. Jivatma, because of its upadhi, has a limited power. But Ishvara is full, omnipotent nature of the Ishvara. Ishvara is omnipresent. It is present everywhere, but Jiva is present only at one place because of the limitation of this upadhi. So, scriptures tell us the true nature of the Jivatma and the Ishvara is one and the one. True nature of Jivatma and Ishvara is Satchitananda. It is only the differences on the level of upadhis, the conditional adjunct. So, a seeker, when understands that there is only this identification with the not self, is the hurdle for the self-realization. This seeker strives hard through the practice of meditation, giving up all the identification with this not self. Focusing on our true nature, Satchitananda. I am the existence principle, that which is changeless, which is a substratum of the whole universe. The existence principle itself is consciousness. It is aware of its true nature. It is self-effulgent. It is self-illuminous. It is knowledge principle itself. It has this capacity to know everything. This principle is complete in itself, and therefore it is complete bliss in itself. Anandasvarupa. There cannot be any incompleteness on this absolute level of Satchitananda, because it is one without the second. There is nothing other than the self alone. So conditioning is not possible, because for conditioning, duality is a reason. When there is one without the second, There's nothing which can condition the self. This seeker at last merges with the self. This merging is not that of union of two objects. No, not at all. It is an inner space of the pot merging with the total space. Here, actually, there is no merging. Only conditioning is destroyed. With the destruction of the conditioning, the wrong notion, the wrong identification with the not self, there is total union with the self alone. Complete, effortless awareness of our true nature. Just be. Ooh. Bring your hands to Namaskar position. Have gratitude towards the Almighty Lord for His grace and blessings. Have gratitude towards one and all, towards all the beings of this universe. Pray for everyone. Sarvi bhavantu sukhinah. Sarvi santu niramaya. You can rub your hands together, create a nice warmth, put it on your both eyes, give a good massage, bring back to the Namaskar position. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.